Hi, I'm Paris, and as I got into my late 50s, I started getting invited out to dinner all the time to nice restaurants by mail. I received these cards saying, free dinner for you and your spouse, an opportunity to learn about financial planning and securing your financial future, and I always took those cards and threw them in the recycling. I figured they were just another high-pressure sales dinner like the timeshare condo sort of thing, and so I didn't want any part of that. But now that I've turned 60, I've been thinking, maybe I should think about securing my financial future, especially since, and this realization shocked me, I could apply to start receiving Social Security benefits in just 2 years. But no, everyone screams when they hear you're considering that. You're going to lose so much money by taking Social Security early. You should wait until at least your full retirement age, or even wait all the way till 70. Then you'll be rolling in the bucks. And I just want to mention, I am not a financial planner. I cannot offer anyone financial advice. I haven't even done my own financial planning. So these are just my musings at turning 60 and thinking about the future. So I've decided I'm going to look into this carefully and analyze it all with a level head, leave all emotion out of it, be very practical and realistic, which is great. Except to run those numbers, you had to be willing to make a level-headed assessment of how long you're probably going to live. And that's not so great. Who wants to think about that? But I guess at some point, and it seems like 60 years old might be the right point, because there are decisions that need to be made if you're going to secure that financial future and not be floundering around saying, oh my gosh, I wish I had done something different. Where did all that extra money go? This puts me in mind of the saying about life insurance, that it's the only bet that you can win by losing. Now, life insurance actuaries, their full-time job is to figure out how long is this person likely to live, so we know how much to charge them in insurance premiums, so we can be reasonably certain we'll make more money in than we have to pay out. So based on the numbers I could find, a male my age in good health would be expected to live to about 83 years old. Now that in good health part leaves some room for interpretation. I'm going on my 3rd year of cancer treatment. I should be finishing up this fall, and then we'll see what my numbers do after that. Other than that, I'm in good health. But I have found that those other offers I get a lot of in the mail from the bank, the credit union, credit card companies about, hey, we found this great deal for you on life insurance. No medical exam necessary. Just answer a couple questions and get $10,000, $100,000 in coverage. Well, when you turn the form over and look at what the questions are, one of them is always, because I look at all of them, have you been diagnosed with cancer in the past 5 years? Because that disqualifies you. In other words, according to their actuarial tables, I'm not a good bet. So I've got 2 numbers to work with now. I've got my statistical average of a healthy male, 83, and I've got the folks who run those insurance offers who don't think I'm making it anywhere near 83. And then I can look to my family history. Well, my father, he's still alive. He's turning 85 this summer. I'm going up to Seattle for the party. That's a good sign. However, my mother passed away some years ago, 68. Her mother passed away, 68. My father's father passed away, 52. Those numbers really bring the average down. It almost makes it feel like maybe I'm already living on borrowed time. But my father's mother lived to, I think it was 93. So looking at all those data points and trying to be level-headed about it and not emotional, I decided a reasonable number. I think my goal is to make it to 80. I just turned 60, so an extra 20 years. That's like taking 1/3 of my entire life already and adding that on and having that still to live. I'd be happy with that. I wouldn't refuse some extra years in good health to get to 85 or dare I say 90, but it does seem unreasonable to set that as my number point for figuring out when to take Social Security and other financial decisions. Seems a little bit out there. 80. Making it to 80, I wouldn't have any complaints. So maybe there's some emotion that's in this calculation that I can't quite remove from figuring it out. But anyway, I decided it's a good round number. I'm going to look at 80. I'm going to figure out all these financial decisions based on living to 80. So I went to the Social Security website, printed out my information for my age, how much money they would give me if I retire at the earliest possible age, 62. What if I wait until my full retirement age, which would be 67, or the maximum amount if I waited until I'm 70. Now I have rounded these numbers off a little to make them easier to work with, but I found retiring at age 62 means $1,400 a month. Yeah, that's not so great. If I wait till age 67, it would become $2,000 a month. Much better. If I wait till age 70, it would be $2,500 a month. Now that's some good money. So that seems like a pretty obvious choice. So people have been telling me all these years about, no, don't take Social Security at 62, you'll lose out on so much money. Seems like that's the case here. But then I started thinking, yeah, it's quite a bit less money if I start at 62, but it's for a lot longer time. Now, if I'm figuring 80 is the age I'm aiming for, at 62, that gives me 18 years of collecting Social Security. If, however, I wait till 70, gives me only 10 years. So I multiplied them out. So for example, retirement age 62, that's 18 years at $1,400 a month. The total amount I'd receive over those 18 years, $302,000. And then next I looked at age 67. So okay, so I'm going to be receiving benefits for 13 years, $2,000 a month, times 12 months, the total is $312,000. So about $10,000 more. So about 3% more. That's something, but that's not a lot of something. So I calculated it out to start receiving payments at 70, and I thought, well, surely this will geometrically bump up higher. $2,500 a month for 10 years, 12 months in a year. The total is $300,000. So if I'm looking at how much I would make up until age 80 and stop right there, I actually make less money in total by waiting till I'm 70 than starting at 62. It's only $2,000, but what? So I thought, well, this can't be right. This isn't what people have been saying all these years. I hear on the financial shows on the radio, people talking on TV. How can I make less money by waiting than to actually start taking it at 62? So I know at some point in there, there's got to be more of a geometric progression of the money. So I did the calculations for age 85. Now at 85, if I started taking benefits at 62, the total amount I'd receive would be $386,000. But if I waited until 70, the amount I would receive would be $450,000. Aha! So now we're looking at $64,000 more if I wait to take Social Security. All I have to do is live to 85. And what if I was overly optimistic and thinking I was going to make it to 80? What if I just made it to 75? Well then, if I started drawing at age 62, the total amount I would receive would be $218,000. If I waited till 70, in the event that I only made it to 75, the total amount I would receive would be $150,000. So that is nearly $70,000 less I would receive by waiting to age 70 if I only made it to 75 years old. So I was really surprised to see how conditional it is on when to start taking benefits based on how long you're likely to be around. And you sort of have to make that assessment yourself. If you're in very poor health, your parents, uncles, aunts, nobody lived very long, then you can make the argument, start drawing at 62, at least you get some money back out of the system. But if you're in great health and your family tree shows everybody living to 95 and 100, then you would think, well, it's going to make sense to wait till 70. I'm going to have a lot of years of retirement, so I'm going to need as much money as I can get. Of course, the ultra healthy person could get hit by a bus on their 70th birthday and never get a penny. And the person who was very unhealthy and decided to start drawing at 62, maybe whatever they're unhealthy with, they find a cure for, and they end up living to 90. And now their checks stay small all the way through to when they're 90. And it's tricky enough with just these factors to consider, but if you're married and your spouse earned more than you, then there's a chance once they start taking Social Security that you can draw based on a percentage of their amount that they receive. So then you have to factor in someone else's health and their likely longevity and try to figure out whether you should delay taking your benefits so that when they're eligible, you can have a higher percentage of their benefits. Maybe I should have gone to some of those financial planning dinners. But I think those folks really aren't interested in maximizing my Social Security earnings. They would tell me, hey, don't count on that. You need to have all these other assets to make sure you're comfortable in retirement. And I understand that, and I have other assets to turn to. But I don't want to throw away potential Social Security benefits. So it involves making these tough assessments about oneself. Maybe I should take an insurance actuary out to a nice dinner at an expensive restaurant, and they can give me the scoop on me, and then I can make some better decisions. But if they tell me numbers I don't want to hear, I'm not paying for dessert. And I'll see you on the next review.
There are so many choices and you don't want to stress. You want your health food at home, receiving only the best. That's what we're here for, we give honest reviews. parristx.